We're taking the next step to win the war and expand the peace.
Well, moments ago, Israel just made a peace treaty with multiple nations, and apparently the President Trump and Netanyahu made this official announcement stating that Israel is now under 7 years of peace treaty with the Middle East, United States, as well as the UK. Now, this right here is where Trump actually speaks about the peace treaty that he's made with Israel. I think you guys should take a look at this one.
To ensure the success of this effort, my plan calls for the creation of a new international oversight body, the Board of Peace, we call it, the Board of Peace, sort of a beautiful name, the Board of Peace, which will be headed, not at my request, believe me, I'm very busy, but we have to make sure this works.
So it just seems like he's probably just reading it off, like he has no idea what the script is. And apparently he's just reading some of the orders that someone has put in there. So he has no idea. That's basically the kind of body language I'm getting from this. And he kind of makes sure that he's not the one behind this peace treaty. And he says that I'm just too busy in order to do this. But yeah.
The leaders of the Arab world and Israel and everybody involved asked me to do this. So it would be headed by a gentleman known as President Donald J. Trump of the United States. That's what I want, is some extra work to do, but it's so important that I'm willing to do it, and we'll do it right, and we're going to put leaders from other countries on, and leaders that are very distinguished leaders, and we'll have a board, and one of the people that wants to be on the board is the UK former Prime Minister, Tony Blair, good man, very good man, and some others, and they'll be named over the next few days, and it'll be quite the board. Working, everybody wants to be on it now.
Oh.
I don't know if that had anything to do. They named me and everybody else wanted to be on it. I guess they figure, well, he's a soft touch. He'll be easy to deal with. Working with the World Bank and others, it will be responsible for recruiting and training a new government that will be made up of Palestinians along with highly qualified experts from all around the world.
So he basically said that there's going to be a new government that's going to be made up with Palestinians around the world. That's insane. Prophecies kind of just unfolding at this point. And if you look very closely at the prophecies, you'll actually see in Daniel chapter 9, verse 24, it actually says that there will be this one figure where he is widely interpreted as the future world ruler, who's also known as the AC, or the Antichrist, or the Prince of Darkness, who's supposed to be coming up in the future. Now, apparently in the biblical scriptures, it very, very clearly mentions that Israel will be making 7 years of peace treaty. And according to the prophecy, after this peace treaty is done, after they've signed in and stamped in, and all the countries are in together, that's where this one Prince of Darkness, the guy who's going to be ruling, is going to go against Israel. After 3 years of this peace treaty, is basically going to go against Israel, and it's just going to start attacking them. Now, what's interesting about this peace treaty is that according to the biblical prophecies, it seems like the Prince of Darkness, who's supposed to be one of those massive rulers who's going to be supporting Israel in order to getting the peace treaty done, is going to be the same person who's also going to be helping Israel in order to build the third Solomon temple, which will be built in Jerusalem. And before they need to do that, the prophecy also says that Israel will indeed be destroying Gaza, and after they've done that is when they're going to be building this third Solomon temple. And if you look at the things that's happening around in the world as of now, then you would most definitely know that everything is actually going according to the plans and the prophecies, and it just seems like we are very close. Now, interestingly, what actually happens in the prophecy after the Antichrist breaks the peace treaty with Israel is that he's going to start implementing this thing called as the mark of the beast, where he's going to become this one ruler, and he's going to start basically forcing humanity in order to get this mark of the beast, or some sort of a biometric chip, which is going to be inserted into our bodies using some sort of an injection. And without this chip, you're not going to be able to trade, you're not going to be able to work, you're not going to be able to make money, and you're not going to be able to eat food. You're basically going to go through starvation if you do not get this chip. You can't even travel anywhere because that chip is basically going to have the identity verification. Just a few moments ago, the Prime Minister of United Kingdom has now officially made the statement, what we now call as the mark of the beast. Now, I think you guys should definitely take a look at what is going on around the world, because this was just announced a couple hours from now, and it is just absolutely scary at this point.
You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. Our immigration system does need to be fair if we want to maintain that binding contract that our politics is built on. And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that. You will not be able to...
So they have basically just confirmed that they are going to be getting digital ID this year, and it's going to be happening any moment. They've already started the movement. So basically you need to go ahead and give your biometrics, which is all about your fingerprints and your facial recognitions and all that kind of stuff. And all of that data is going to be put into a very tiny chip, which currently in this generation, as of now, before the rise of Antichrist, it's being used in a chip which will be placed on a card, which is very similar to like an ATM card. So you're going to be using this chip in order to just identify yourself, and it's also going to be used in order to get your bank details, your basically whatever stuff that you have, including what kind of properties you own, your medical records, your bank details, and what kind of lawsuits do you have, and basically all about you, including some of your health status from your blood group, and everything is going to be in that chip. And also your location is also going to be tracked if you're carrying this chip with you. So this basically means that they're definitely going to be tracking you down no matter where you go in the world. And another crazy thing is that you're not going to be able to buy or purchase or do anything. Even if you want to get a piece of land or a house or maybe a car, you'll definitely need this identification chip. So you will have to get it. And without it, you just basically can't do anything. But as of now, it still hasn't gone to a stage where the chip is converted into like a microchip and it's going to be inserted inside of your palm. Now, however, there are a few countries who are already doing it, like Thailand, for example. There are many people who actually got the biometric chip implanted inside of their hands. Now, this stuff is actually getting real. And if you guys think that they're just doing it in order to stop illegal immigration, then I think you guys should definitely take a look at what Jordan Peterson here had to say about this new ID system that's currently coming up. And none of us are ever going to be able to have any sort of privacy. It just seems like someone's going to keep watching us 24/7 for the rest of our lives.
This is going to happen here, I think, too, although maybe people will fight it. If a traffic camera catches you jaywalking in China, the digital ID system has you. It has your blood now. It has your genetic code. It has your photograph. It can identify how you walk. So even if you can't see a face, you can be picked up by gait. It will convict you of jaywalking and take money out of your bank account with no intermediating judiciary at all, and show a picture of you to the people in the neighborhood so they know that you have jaywalked, and reduce your social credit score. And if your social credit score falls below a certain level, you can't buy drinks from a vending machine. You can't play video games. You can't go on a train. You can't get out of your 15-minute city. All that's already in place in China. This is going to happen.
Wow. So this is already happening in China as we speak. I mean, they've started implementing this stuff in China, like very massively. And they also have like all the cameras set up. If you do go against law, even if you're jaywalking, it's going to be costing you a lot of money. And they're not even going to come ask you in order to pay the fine. They're just going to dig into your files and they're just going to find your bank account, and they will deduct the money that you owe the government in order to pay fines. So they're just going to do it without any consent. And that's basically how things are going to go from here. And take a look at this video
is your
as well.
wake-up call. The British government is pushing forward with plans for a national digital ID system. They've called it the Brit card. And if that name doesn't send a chill down your spine, you have not been paying attention.
The Brit
It isn't
card.
just about proving who you are online. That all sounds rather lovely. This is about building a centralised, state-controlled digital identity system that could be used, will be used, to link your finances, your medical history, your travel movements, your social media activity, even your social activity in real life, and more. It's quite...
The thing is, they're definitely not going to tell all of this stuff in the beginning, right? They're just going to say, we're just doing it for identification and that's it. And over time, as we get close to the rise of Antichrist, I think that's when they're going to start implementing this stuff. And they're just introducing us to like this new ID technology where, you know, all of our ID, everything is going to be linked to this one chip kind of an idea. And once people have started adapting to it, that's when they're going to start biometric implementation in your physical body, which is basically going to be added into your hands or your forehead. That's basically what the Bible says is going to happen in the future. And this thing cannot be stopped, by the way. It just cannot be stopped because in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, it actually says that it was also forced onto all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, receive a mark on their right hand as well as on their forehead, so that they could not buy or sell anything unless they actually took this mark, which is going to be named as the mark of the beast. And this chip is also called with the numerological number named 666. So that's basically what this chip is basically going to be called as. And as we know, Elon Musk is already working on this, microchip, which can be placed inside of your body, which can control what you think, imagine things, and that's going to happen in any sort of technology that you use. For example, if you're using a laptop or a TV or a phone, you can basically just think and things would literally just happen with those technologies. Like, that's the kind of advancement what Elon Musk is currently doing. And if you take a look at the name of Neuralink and convert that to the Hebrew language by using the Greek calculator, you'll know that the numerology of the name, the word Neuralink, converts to the number 666, which absolutely shocked me when I actually got to know about this stuff, because it is very clear that this whole stuff is just absolutely planned and it's actually happening as of now. And very soon, I'm just guessing that Elon Musk is probably going to be one of the guys who are going to create this technology, and we don't know whoever this Antichrist is. He's basically going to be using that technology in order to implement it all over in the world, and he's going to be this one world leader, and that is basically what's going on right now.
Frankly, a digital dog tag, and once it's clipped around your neck, you will not be able to take it off. So let's start with the basics. What is this Brit card? According to leaked briefings and government statements, and frankly, any of us who've been paying attention knew this was coming, the Brit card is going to act as a unified digital identification that every British citizen can use to access public services to prove their identity. And eventually, though they won't say this part out loud,
buses,
link with your banking,
Wow.
your health, and your travel movements. Let's also not forget that we are already seeing the slow creep of programmable money. The Bank of England is working on a digital pound and has been for a few years. And there are active conversations now about linking spending capabilities to your digital identity. That means if your ID is flagged, limited, or suspended, I don't know, because maybe you said some hurty words on social media, that will mean you can't access.
That's so freaking shit, man. Like, imagine I'm just making this video right now, and if the government doesn't like it or Antichrist doesn't like it, he can simply just block off my entire bank account. All because I just posted a bad comment that they were offended by on social media, and all of that stuff is going to be tracked, and you're going to pay a massive price, basically going to be losing the freedom of speech. That's basically what this whole orchestrated plan is all about. That's crazy.
Money. Just let that sink in. The government already has a proven track record of making life extremely difficult.
I would definitely agree. I would definitely agree with that. And also, I just heard that Vietnam just seized over 86 million bank accounts within just 24 hours. And they're now forcing people in order to go ahead and get the biometric identification done. And only after people do that, they're going to be unlocking their bank account. So the whole banking system is kind of just forcing their citizens in order to just go ahead and get this whole digital ID thing done. And without that, they're not going to be able to access their own money. They're not going to be able to access their own bank accounts. So I would genuinely say that your money is not safe in the bank as of now. And also, I don't know if you guys have heard, it seems like Donald Trump has just announced that the government of the United States is going to be shutting down on October 2nd, as the United States government is shutting down for the first time in 6 years after running out of funds and military to work without pay. Now, this whole stuff just happened because Trump has been acting very crazy lately. He's been taxing left and right with all different countries. He also made it impossible to get the H-1B visa, due to which many jobs in America are being currently done by H-1B visa holders, which usual Americans are not ready to do, or maybe they're not qualified enough to do. So they're basically losing a lot of money in terms of penalizing taxes over many different countries. And now it seems like the United States government has shut down after Congress failed to pass a bill to keep the federal funding flowing, where hundreds of thousands of workers are set to be sent back home without receiving their pay, and a wide range of federal programs will be disrupted. And what's basically going to happen after the government shutdown, which is going to take place right now at midnight, is that millions of federal workers are going to go home without any sort of payment, and the national parks are going to be closed. Millions are also going to be losing SNAP food benefits, and millions may also lose their health care and social security payments, and also many, many different things. And I don't know, for whatever reason, the media just doesn't cover anything that's happening around in the world. They just try to always follow some sort of a script. I don't know if you guys are someone that follows the mainstream media, then you should know something, that whatever you're watching in the media is definitely not the truth. And I think this is one of the most beautifully put together video right here, which basically shows you the reality of media. It seems like someone just gives in the script. Now, we don't know who that is. Maybe it is the Antichrist who's controlling the world. We never know, but you guys should take a look at this.
Fortunately, some members of the media
Some members of the media
use their platforms
to push their own personal bias,
and agenda to control exactly what people think. This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Unfortunately, some members.
You see how everybody is basically just following the script, and they're basically criticizing that some member of the media are following some sort of scripts, and they're criticizing about how some members of the media are just talking bullshit or whatever, whereas these guys are the ones that are following the script. Now, the interesting point about this whole stuff is that nobody knows where the script is coming from, but it seems like every news outlet in the world seems to be following the same script. They seem to be telling the same stuff, but where is all of the script coming from? Who's the one behind all of these scripts? Now, my best guess is probably going to be the Antichrist, the Prince of Darkness, who is actually waiting for his time in order to show up. And I genuinely believe that we are getting very close to the end times, and all the prophecies are indeed coming true. And I believe that this is the perfect time that we should definitely get good with God and start reading our Bibles and get to know God as good as possible, because if there is one thing that's going to save us, that is absolutely going to be Jesus. So there is no other way for us to get out of this whole mess that the world is going through, and all the scriptures and prophecies and everything that's coming true. So it has to happen. You know, the prophecies can never be stopped, which means that bad times are definitely coming up, and we just need to be ready for it. Now, I would really appreciate it if you guys could just go ahead and share this video with as many people as possible, so that more people get to become aware of what's really happening around the world. And your share is basically going to be helping spreading the gospel to many people, so that they could know what kind of prophecy are basically unfolding, so that even if they don't believe in God, even if they don't believe in the scriptures, maybe this video might open their eyes, and maybe it might bring them the interest in order to go ahead and research about the scriptures and the prophecies and the Bible itself. So your support is massively going to be impacting a lot of people. Now, even if you can't really share this video with anyone, the best thing that you guys should definitely do is please go ahead and drop a like on this video and leave any sort of comments in this video down below, because that way the YouTube algorithm, it just basically thinks that more people are interacting with this video, which means that we should push this content out to more people, more viewers, and this video is basically going to be showing up in many people's home feeds. And that's only possible if you guys go ahead and drop a like and also leave a comment down below about whatever you guys think. You can also share a Bible verse. That would be great as well. And if you guys want to stay updated with everything that's going on in the world every every single day, then make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, because on The Wood Show, on this podcast, I keep you guys updated on the loop with everything that's going on in the world 24/7. And if you don't trust the mainstream media, and if you think that the world basically lies to us all, then this channel is going to be your one-stop shop where you will get to know everything that's happening around the world. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, take it easy, fams, and goodbye.
If